Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my video. In today's video, we are going to be making this Bubu kaftan dress with a puff sleeve and a slit at the front. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Enjoy!
So guys, here is the fabric now. I've already folded by yard in order for me to have my full length. So there's not going to be zip on this. So we have this side folded and I'm placing it equally for the back and front. This side here will be our shoulder line, our guideline. So I'm going to come down ½ inch, right? So that's what I'm going to do here now. Down ½ inch for our guideline. So we are going to take all the measurements starting from here, right? So I'll start by marking the neck width. So I'm going to be using neck width of 3.5. So this is it. Then shoulder divided by 2. So our shoulder divided by 2 is 8 inches. So we'll also mark it here as well. Then the sleeve length, you know, it's cut together with the sleeve. So the sleeve length, we are going to determine how big you want it to be. You know, it's puff sleeve. This bubu is going to be having puff sleeve, right? So I want it to be long at least. So I'm going to be using the whole of the Ankara length here. So let's measure what is remaining from this shoulder now. I'll measure what is remaining. Here I have 14.75. So I'm going to add more to it. Let's say like 6 inches more, right? So by the time I use ½ inch to sew the two together, that's 1 inch. That will be giving us like 5 later on, right? So that 5 now plus this, let's say 14.5, so which is fine by me. That would be 19.5 for the sleeve. So that is okay by me. So at this edge part here, I'm going to be coming down for my slope and I'm going to be using 1.5 inches, or let's use 1.25 for the slope. So we'll connect the slope, right, to the neck width.
Then I'll place my tape rule from the guideline. I'm going to measure down my waist measurement.
The person's waist is 18 inches. That's the half length is 18 inches. Then the hip 26.5, which is here. Then the full length of this gown, hope you can see it. So it's 59 inches for the full length. That includes the hemming at the down part. I'm going to be using 1 inch to hem it at the down part. So I'll make this into a straight line. So now for the opening for the sleeve, usually I use 11 inches. From the slope I will use 11 inches. That includes the seam allowance, but for this we'll be having puff, right, at the opening of the sleeve. So I'm going to be extending the opening. So that means what I'm using here now, I'll be using 14.5. Hope that is clear. 14.5. So I measure from this slope down 14.5, right? So this will now be our chest line, the way you usually do it, right? Or the bust line. So this is what we have now. So my hip divided by 4 is 11 inches. Now that's what I'm going to be using to block. So this is 11 inches, right? Then I'll mark it on the waist and also come to mark it on the hip area. So then I'll be adding 4 inches to it. So this is the 4 inches. So let's just add like 5 inches. So this is 5 inches, right? So I also mark it here too, 5 inches. So I'll connect this now straight down, right? We'll have it straight down. So to have that little puff at the side, right, that giving us that bubu shape. So what I'm going to do now is that on this my hip part, I'm going to mark 5 inches, right? I'll mark 5 inches on this hip part. Then on my waist, I will be marking 3 inches. Right, so I'm going to curve these 3 inches that I've marked here now, blend it into the chest line or the armhole depth, right? This is where we say the opening of the sleeve will stop. So I will blend it this way.
So I will blend it. You can see the way I'm blending it, and I also blend it the waist to the hip area. That is the 5 inches that we connect, right? So I'll blend it to the 5 inches.
I will be connecting it straight down. So for the sake of those who will still ask how many inches or where did I connect it to, from the hip I measured down, let's say 9 inches. This is it here. So we'll connect this now to meet the 9 inches. Hope this is clear. This is for the neck depth for the back, and this is 1.25. Then for the front, 6 inches. It's going to have form of V, right? So we'll connect it with our straight ruler this way because it's V. Then don't forget to add half inch at this upper part, right? For the slope. From this neck width, go up half inch. Then from the slope, go up half inch. Then connect it. That's to sew the shoulders together. So this is all for this now. So I'm going to cut this out. So after cutting it, you can see the way I'm cutting it. After cutting, I brought out my velvet sequin material, or whatever material you are going to use for the front design, right? So you can see where I measure 6 inches, then I'll be placing the front on it. I've removed the back from this, so I'll be placing the front on it in order for me to trace out the neck, right? So from the shoulder, from the neck width to the shoulder part, I measure like 3 inches. Then after which I'll be tracing out the neck, the V neck, the neck depth. They enter into the shoulders. Can just watch what I'm doing here.
Then I will be cutting it out just as you have seen me cutting it now. So just cut out the neck, following the neck into the shoulder part, right? Then I will remove the front part to connect it straight down. So from the neck, the shoulder part where I have cut now, I'm going to measure 3 inches. Then I will trace that 3 inches to the neck depth. So just look at what I'm doing. I'm trying to trace it to the neck depth. Then from the neck depth, I'm going to measure 2.5 inches, right? So I'm just showing the 2.5 inches I'm connecting straight down. So this is just the way we cut our facing, right? But this time you extend it to the down part, and the down part I'm using 2.5 inches. So that means when you open it up, it will be 5 inches. Then I'll be folding in half inch on both sides, so I'll be having 4 inches wide, and that's enough for me. So I'll be cutting this out. So you can see the way I'm cutting it out. So this is the facing for the front. So I'll remove the remaining part, then place it on the cloth for you to see how it is. So you can see the way it is now. After tracing it out, this is exactly what I have, and I'm okay with it. After which I will open up the panel, then place the velvet that we've cut out. I will place it on it. I'll place it on the wrong side, right? Then I'll sew the neck with half inch, then turn it to the wrong side, then top stitch on it. Hope that is clear. Then I will move over to the back. Now this is for the back. I'm also going to cut a facing for the back as well, but this time we are not extending into the down part, right? So from the shoulder, I'm going to mark 3 inches. Then from the neck depth, I'm going to mark 4 inches. So just watch what I'm doing. From the neck depth, I'll mark 4 inches, then remove the panel, then trace it out, trace the neck out, then cut it out. So make sure you work with your pins so that it won't shift, right? So after tracing it, I'm going to cut it out. So this is the facing for the back. So the same way, I'm also going to open up the panel, then place it on the wrong side, then sew it with, turn the neck with 1/2 inch, then turn it to the right side, then top stitch on it. Now after sewing them, this is what I have for the front, right? Then I'm just going to place the right side face each other, the two panel on the back and front. Then I'm going to sew the shoulders with 1/2 inch. Remember the 1/2 inch seam allowance that we added, right? So use it to sew it. So make sure that the velvets are aligning as well and the shoulder. Then after sewing it, then we are going to extend the sleeve. Remember we mentioned that we extend the sleeve, right? So I will extend the sleeve, and this is what I have after extending it. You can see the line there. Then I will open it up. At this point, make sure you are making use of your ironing to iron all the seam, right? Then on the shoulder, that is the line connecting the back and front together, I'm also going to place my velvet on it. So whatever material you make use of, place it on it, then sew on both sides of it. Just top stitch on both sides of it. That's exactly what I will do to the both side shoulders. Then after which, I will also make room for my elastic at the opening of the sleeve. So just fold in 1/2 inch on 1 inch, whatever seam allowance that you added to the folding, the turning of the sleeve. Just make room for your elastic, and I'm going to be showing you elastic I'm going to make use of, right? So this is the elastic I'm going to make use of. After finish sewing it, then I'll insert the elastic on it. Then we are almost done with this dress. Then we'll hem the down part. Remember we make use of 1 inch, then turn 1/2 inch on 1/2 inch, then sew it at the down part, right? So after we should place the right side face each other to sew the side. So it's as simple as this, guys. So I will go back to my sewing machine, then sew the side with my side seam allowance, and I will show you the final result of this dress. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on the comment section. See you in my next one. Bye.